Hey traders, Todd Gordon here with tradinganalysis.com. This is going to be a video update for Friday, January 29th. And we have a bit of a rally going on here in the NASDAQ. We're in the middle of earnings season. A lot of tech companies coming out. Amazon was out, Apple, Microsoft. So kind of decent. Markets are acting like it's kind of a mixed bag, which it is. And then we have Google Monday. So I want to show you where we are on the NASDAQ QQQ chart to kind of handicap it all. We're going to get into a little bit of Elliott wave. Okay, and we're going to combine it with Fib. Now, just a quick side note before I dive into the charts about Elliott. You know, I hear a lot of people say, well, it's too subjective to be of any use. Guys, show me something that's formulaic. Unless you have a PhD in quantum physics and you're working for an algo hedge fund and you can program this, you have no right to say it's no good because it's subjective, all right? It drives me insane when I hear this, like insane. Guys, the analogy I like to use is this. If you're a general going into battle, do you have a formulaic approach that says this must happen, and then this must happen, and then this must happen? Absolutely not. Any good leader or general or whatever has a plan A and then has a backup contingency plan with plan B. Elliott wave, just like most technical analysis, helps you lay out the most likely scenario in which you plan to act if things go according to plan. And then if and when things don't go according to plan, like the markets as in life, you need to have a backup plan. Okay, so Elliott helps me assess the current market situation, make the most likely plan based on my trades, and if it doesn't work, then okay, no problem. I'm going to very quickly and calmly go to plan B and trade that way. Okay, so it prevents me from making a costly revenge trade or me saying, God, my plan didn't happen, my formula didn't work, get all mad and then revenge trade the market, and then you're really screwed, right? So and the other thing is, if you haven't, you've never heard of Elliott, or you kind of second guess it, you probably haven't read this book, which is The Classic Market Wizards by Jack Schwager. And in that book, he interviews Paul Tudor Jones, which somebody you probably should listen to, and he talks about his use of Elliott wave in here. So before you poo-poo it, it's probably because you don't understand it, and that's human tendency, which is people fear what they don't understand. And what the crazy thing is, that is exactly what Elliott and Fibonacci is meant to detect, is human emotion driving mass collective decisions rather than logical thinking. So think about that. All right. Rant aside, apologies, let's get in. So here's where the NASDAQ is. We are in a 5-wave Elliott decline. We drop down in 1, rally up in 2, and then E-signal is labeled it for us already. Nice drop down in 3, and we seem to be rallying now in the 4th wave. This would be the second correction in this zone. So how far can this 4th wave last? Well, E-signal's got some proprietary indicators here to tell you where it should last, but I want to go one step further, and I want to get out the Fibonacci extension tool. The other point of today's video is let's look at measured moves and symmetry, okay? This is a very powerful way to do this. Now, there's 2 ways we can do it. The first one is we're going to compare the distance traveled in this correction. In fact, let me get out the other tool, this one. We're going to do the distance traveled in wave 2, and project it up in wave 4. So 38.61, that didn't do anything. I'm going to keep the 100% measured move up. So get rid of you, everything else, good. So now this is a wave 4 projection compared to known distance in 2. Equality, symmetry, measure move, AB equals CD, 2-step pattern, whatever you want to call it, was 103.40. Then you get the 1272 and the 1618. So that's good, but don't just do one fib study, okay? You got to kind of stack the zone is what we call it. So go to your retracement tool, and now step 2 is you're going to do a Fibonacci retracement of wave 3 to project wave 4. So let me get my retracement tool right there, low to high, and now where do we start stacking the zone? We'll get rid of 236 and everything above this. Does 618 come in? 618's a little high. We don't need him. Okay, and close it. So now, as we zoom in, let's start to hone in on this zone. Where does the fib kind of cluster? Well, it gets up as far as 107, and it begins at 103.40. So that's pretty good. And the other good news I have for you here is, usually fourth waves are a little kind of drawn out and they like to torture you a little bit, unlike the second waves, which are usually very straight and to the point. So I think we have a pretty good A, B, and then a little C wave move to come, which, let's do this. I'll just make you a C wave. All right, that's fine. And we can even do one more little measured move symmetry projection here within the A and C waves. Let's do that. So let's do measured move of A down from B. And look, the measured move symmetry comes in right on top of the 1.618 relationship of wave 2 verse 4. So that's a very solid zone for completion of the C wave, which will bring in these fourth waves over, and that very possibly could be the end of the move. So it's going to be right here, could be the end of the move. So don't get caught long into an ABC higher degree fourth wave, because this could be a trap before we go down and make one more low, and that's when the low is in, okay? So again, have a read through this book. It's great. Talks about Elliott, but also lots of other wonderful traders in there, and gives you a nice mindset to approach the markets of, what's the most probabilistic situation today, trading in terms of probabilities, not in terms of certainties. Markets aren't a formulaic approach. It just doesn't work that way. Trading is one big mass psychology experiment. That's it, okay? Guys, hope that helped. Sorry for the rant, but I feel pretty strongly about it. So go ahead and hit the like button. You can hit the dislike button too if you don't like it. I love that. I'd like to know what you guys think. Throw a comment below, and we'll see you on the next video update. See you guys.